This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Thursday, September 14th, 2023. We're so glad you could join us for today's show. In today's episode, I talk with Food Bank of Iowa President and CEO Michelle Book about a very generous $2 million donation from the John Deere Foundation, and that made up a big chunk of the fundraising effort they're making towards their expansion project here at the Des Moines facility. We also have a check of that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, we're talking with Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. Curt, what have we seen going on in the grain markets today?
Well, kind of ending the week here just sideways. It's kind of caught between the bulls looking at smaller yields and the bears looking at smaller demand, and kind of choppy sideways. Not a whole lot of new information for the most part. Overseas wise, Ukraine continues to take little jabs at Russia. We'll see if that amounts to anything. That's kind of been put on the back burner here unless something really big happens, which might happen 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll continue to watch that. This morning's weekly export sales report, that's the weekly total as of last Thursday. From week to week, we sold 31 million bushels of corn, 26 million bushels of wheat, 26 million bushels of beans, and 16 million bushels of wheat. Those were within trade expectations, but kind of at the lower end of the scale. Daily sales, we didn't see anything on the daily sales, and that's a little bit of a concern because typically this time of year we like to see China come in and accumulate some larger inventories. In the past, we've seen 1-2 million metric ton bean sales, and this is not occurring just yet. So hopefully those sales will pick up. The significance of that is they need to get these purchases on the books and get the commodity in position to be shipped before that South American crop comes online next spring for the most part. Tomorrow we'll have the NOPA crush report. Trade expectations are 168 to 169 million bushels, and that's near a record level. So we saw a pretty good crush during August there. Some of those guys taking a little bit of downtime, but the crush space remains fairly strong. Bean oil stocks expect to be low. We got strong domestic bean oil usage. That estimate is expected to be 1.46 to 1.48 million pounds of bean oil stock. So that would be kind of a thing to keep an eye on. Worldwide, other things news-wise, South America is kind of dry, but we got to remember that's kind of a seasonal thing for them. And we'll see that South American forecast pick up some moisture here as we get into November. But we'll see if it changes their planting strategy. Some are talking maybe a few less corn acres and a few more bean acres, but we'll see how that unfolds. Weather-wise, worldwide El Nino, continue to talk about Australia wheat crop. That continues to struggle, and therefore that Australian production number could be still on the defensive. Locally, we're seeing some harvest activity start to pick up. It's highly variable, as everyone well knows. For the most part, we're seeing a situation where guys are saying, well, it's a little better than I expected. And it's still not record, but it's still in a position here where it's better than what we were looking at here back in June or July for the dry weather. Technically, a new term this week, a turtle low in through here. Turtle soup low. I've never heard that one before, but some technician had that on social media this week on ideas that the corn kind of made a little low at the report, tested low and held. So we'll see if that holds. On the charts, we're just continue to consolidate sideways. At today's close, corn's about 3 cents lower in the week. The beans are down about 2.5 cents, and the wheat's down about 2 cents on the weekly chart. Moving averages just above the market, the 20 days keeping a lid on it. And plus, if you draw a downtrend line, we're kind of running in those downtrends on the corn and soybeans. Wheat-wise, Tuesday had a daily price reversal to the upside. We're starting to see some bullish trend divergence take place, so hopefully that'll give the signal to unwind some spreads as we move forward. Meal and oil, keep an eye on those two contracts tomorrow as we go through those reports, but this week's low is pretty good support for the meal and oil. Seasonally, we kind of carve out a low here, so we'll see if we can't cheer it on.
And then on the other side of the marketplace in the livestock complex, Curt, what do we see going on there today?
Discontinued bullishness in the cattle sector there. Some new contract highs on some fats here. There's some optimism. The feeders fats finished about 250 higher here on the weekly. Fairly strong here today. Packer margin's pretty tough. Those packers are giving a little money back after they raked in some pretty good profits here prior to this. So a little give and take there. Hogs, they're up about $1.80 here on the week with today's close. On the hogs, Wednesday's high was a little bit of a reversal down. They kind of follow through here today. So this week's high, keep an eye on that. But the low here at 80.95 in October is pretty good support. Cutouts just kind of hanging in there. Look for the harvest numbers continue to hang in there as we go into October. That's pork month, so hopefully we'll have some pork burgers at some of these football games or pork chops at some of these games to promote pork.
Lots of great information today, as always, Curt. For those of our listeners and our viewers who would like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Yeah, you can go to agmarket.net and go to the Intel tab. That's where most of our research is. Call us here at 1-800-779-1515, or our office here in Normal, Illinois, on the north side of town. Feel free to stop by.
Thanks for taking the time to visit with us, Curt. Always appreciate your analysis, and we'll talk with you again real soon.
Very good. Take care.
That again was Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. Time now to take a look at those closing numbers, courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. At the close, December corn down 1 3/4 at 480.5. November soybeans up 10 3/4 at 1360.5. December soybean meal up 460 at 399.40. December soybean oil went unchanged at 61.72. Chicago wheat down 3.5 at 593 3/4. Minneapolis spring wheat down 4 even at 783.5. Kansas City hard red wheat down 8 1/4 at 736.5. December oats down 13 even at 479 3/4. On the Merc, October live cattle up 232 at 185.47. September feeders up 167 at 255.17. October lean hogs down 62 at 83.35. October pork cutout down 62 at 94.65. October class 3 milk up 2 cents at 18.23. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I talk with Food Bank of Iowa President and CEO Michelle Book. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Last week, the John Deere Foundation made a very generous gift to the Food Bank of Iowa, a $2 million donation that contributes towards the fundraising for their new expansion project, which almost doubles the amount of space they have for storage and distribution in their Des Moines facility. I talked with President and CEO Michelle Book about just how much this gift means and how close they are to getting this project fully funded. All right. We are here at the Food Bank of Iowa talking with Michelle Book. She is the president and CEO of the Food Bank of Iowa. And just recently, you guys got a very large donation from the John Deere Foundation, contributing towards the expansion that we're standing in right now to get those funds fully procured for it. Just tell us a little bit about just how much this donation means. I mean, it's quite a big chunk of what was left of the fundraising.
Well, it's a big chunk of the fundraising overall. I call this a woohoo gift. $2 million toward a total $11 million project to double the distribution space for the Des Moines facility. It improves efficiency and safety. It allows us to accept bigger food donations, and then also provides the opportunity for us to maximize our bulk purchasing power. So it is a win-win-win, and we are so grateful for the John Deere Foundation for coming through at this time of extraordinary need to help us help Iowans.
And I think it can't be understated just how much this will improve efficiency, especially because before, some of those ports that were closer to, or the unloading docks, were unloading and outloading and having to work the logistics. And, frankly, not a huge parking lot was a big struggle. So now to have designated unloading, outloading docks, have that extra space is really going to help you guys get that food out to where it needs to go.
Well, the Food Bank of Iowa has been in this location for several decades, and the footprint never has changed in all that time. However, our distribution is 5 times what it was a couple of decades ago. So all the food coming in and the food going out did create some bottlenecks in our process. We were also storing a lot of food off-site. Des Moines Cold Storage has been a good partner for us, and we're storing things in Ottumwa as well. This improves efficiency that we can now use this distribution space to store all the food that's coming in, going out. We have separate incoming docks and outgoing docks, which improves safety for our distribution center workers as well.
And just to have a donation like that from the John Deere Foundation, obviously your guys' missions and goals align on that. So really just a perfect way for them to give to you and help you give to the rest of the state.
Well, John Deere, we know John Deere well as a good community partner, and they contribute in those communities where they have people living, working, to support that those folks in their communities can thrive and do well. So they run fast, so their communities can thrive. John Deere's been a great supporter of Food Bank of Iowa from the very inception of Food Bank of Iowa, and with this gift, this makes them the largest, most significant overall donor to Food Bank of Iowa in our history.
So with that $2 million gift that's on top of pre-existing donations that were to this, where does that leave you guys towards the goal of finally having this paid for?
Well, we've got about another, I believe, 1.5 million, 1.75 million to raise before we hit the goal of 11 million. But we're certainly well on our way. We're within striking distance of success, and we're very confident in the next couple of months that we'll be able to close this campaign down and then get on with filling the shelves.
Right, and the shelves already having a lot on them. So for anyone who would want to donate more and to contribute to that fundraising process for that facility, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, if people have the opportunity, if a family has the opportunity to help another family in need and would like to contribute to the capital campaign, go to our website, foodbankiowa.org, and go to the Building Healthy Futures page to make a contribution.
And of course, you guys will have that ribbon cutting later this month, so really exciting times for this expansion and the Food Bank of Iowa.
Yes, September 28th, we'll have the ribbon cutting. John Deere folks will be here to help us cut that ribbon. It's pretty exciting.
All right, Michelle, thanks for taking the time to visit with us. Anything else that our listeners and viewers need to know about this project or anything the Food Bank is doing in general?
Well, I would just say it's a critical time. We're serving 75% more people today, working with our partners, our pantries and meal sites, than we did just 14 months ago. I'd like to say that this isn't necessary, this isn't important, but it is. It is. We're feeding more people, helping more families. Many of the families that we're helping are either folks living on fixed income, senior citizens, and people with disabilities, or they're young families, families with children. They are working, but they can't make ends meet. So Food Bank of Iowa today is more critical than it ever has been in its 40-year history. And partnerships like John Deere, those with John Deere, make it possible for us to be able to step and serve more people, more nutritious food at this very critical time.
Michelle, thanks for taking the time to visit with us. Food security, always one of those things that maybe we take for granted, so it's always a great time to give back.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here.
That again was Michelle Book, President and CEO of the Food Bank of Iowa. As for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. Across the state right now, we have some beautiful weather, as we have been seeing for the last couple weeks or so. Definitely way better than the oven that we were stuck in for a while with those triple-digit temperatures. Now, that does seem like the temperatures will stick around, but the weather could change just a little bit Tomorrow there is that chance for rain to come through the state very slowly and a bit isolated in some spots. But at this point, even though we are to the harvest season, a little bit of rain just to make up those drought deficits would be great to see. So let's see what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, a little bit of rain coming back in the forecast. Today we have mostly sunny skies, and it's getting just a little bit warmer. Those highs ranging from the mid-70s to low 80s. Tonight, mostly clear with chances for showers to start to move across the state from the northwest. Lows overnight ranging from the upper 40s to upper 50s. And tomorrow, rain and storms likely in the west, and those chances decreased as you head to the east, with the far east seeing sunny skies. Those highs ranging from the low 70s to low 80s. And taking a look at the affiliate weather map for tomorrow, Cherokee will see a chance for rain and then storms and a high of 72. Shenandoah mostly sunny with a chance for showers and a high of 80. Des Moines much of the same. Mostly sunny, chance for showers, high of 80 as well. Waterloo mostly sunny and a chance for showers, high of 79. Albia sunny and 81. And Clinton sunny skies and a high around 78. For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. That's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. You can find our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our free Twice Daily Market podcasts on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.